welcome to V8 Online's live and exclusive coverage of the Race and V8 Supercar Series to our good friends of V8's Online Superstore, V8 Supercar Fan Group, and Direct Class Services. I'm your host, Stephen Sammy Clark, and joining me in the commentary box is Corey Slade. Corey, how you going, mate?
Yeah, going good, and very excited for this race coming up in just a minute. Looking at that qualifying session, we did see anyone improve their time, but I still think it's going to be a very close race, even though the close time are a little bit spread out.
Yeah, time's pretty impressive through the week, and I think it's going to be a great race, great racetrack, and really looking forward to it. Of course, the man who joins us each and every week with all the goss from the pits, Reece Garner. Reece, how you going, mate?
I'm not going too bad, Sandman. I'm looking forward to this race, especially because we're at Sonoma and it's a track that I very much enjoy racing on and watching racing on. I've got a cup of taro bubble tea in front of me and I'm ready for some action.
That's the way to go, mate. You're going to give us all the goss from the pits. We're all looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Looking during qualifying, there wasn't much going on in the pit garages, but I did catch a few things. Not much to report, but there were some discussions about setup changes in a few team garages, and Sean Kelly that we saw set a 13.9 in qualifying in the session just before, said he could have done a 13.6, so might have to look out for him in the race. He's still got some pace in that car.
Well, we look forward to catching up with you through the broadcast, mate. I know everyone loves listening to all the goss. It certainly gives us good insight to the race, mate. So keep your hot ear to the ground, mate, and we'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Definitely will. Thank you very much.
So here we are at Sonoma, round 6 of the iRace and V8 Supercar Series. 27 laps, brilliant racetrack, really looking forward to it. Pit lane speed limiter, 72 kilometres an hour, track length 3.16 kilometres, 10 turns, and it's a good recipe for some great racing.
Yeah, well, I think we've said it 600 times since we've been live. It's a fantastic and technically challenging racetrack, but it always does provide some fantastic stuff. And normally, I mean, I don't want to use the word carnage after last week, but it can get pretty, feisty for the first couple of corners around here with the elevation changes and the way that the track goes. It can get the boys get pretty stuck into it.
So just waiting for my screen to come up with, here we go, the grid. We've got Madison Down, your pole sitter, blistering time, 3/10 quicker than the rest of the field throughout qualifying through the week over Adrian Stratford, Josh Muggleton, Justin Ruggier in 4th, Val Ritchie's in 5th, Lee Ellis in 6th, Sean Kelly in 7th, John Latham in 8th, Brad Ryan in 9th, Wayne Tolley in 10th. Over the page it's Michael Fabian in 11th, Lee Day in 12th, Tony Ortridge in 13th, Malik McMullen in 14th, Tobias Zerni in 15th, James McKnight in 16th, Mark Peter Dean in 17th, Adrian Holm in 18th, Mitchell Aberlour in 19th, and Robert Hartley in 20th. In 21st it's Mario Valsecchi, in 22nd it's Leighton Fine, in 23rd Dave Oliver, and 24 it's Marty Atkins. So should be a great race, 24 car field, and turn 1-2 is going to be quite exciting.
Yeah, turn 1 and 2 is always great, and then the chicane up the hills. We've seen a bit of action there before, and it's good. There's a few new names in the top split tonight, I believe. Looking through that list, I know Mark Peter Dean is making his debut in the top split for the broadcasted race. I believe that Dave Oliver and Adrian Holm also on that list of debutants for the broadcasted race.
Love it. Love seeing new names in the field. It really does make things really interesting, and certainly does prove that the V8 Supercar Series is just growing from strength to strength. We've already seen some impressive numbers throughout the season as far as entries, and it's going to make for some great racing.
And the timer is now down, so the cars will take to the grid in about 10 seconds time.
Before we go underway, we're going to have a big shout out. Sorry, mate. Got some people tuning in. Glenn Grimm, all the way from Maryland, USA, and his buddy Josh Rogers. It's good to see they're tuning in for the V8's online broadcast, and they love their V8 supercars. So, g'day to those guys. I hope you're kicking back and enjoying the race. It's if they're watching it live, it's an interesting time where they are.
Yeah, I think it's Actually, it won't be too bad. I think it's probably early morning, but it's good not to be sound stereotypical or anything. But it's good to see some Americans tuning in for something that goes right. Also, is the cars now gridding up.
Who's your hot tip quickly before we get underway?
I'll ask you after the first lap. I don't think anything's certain around Sonoma Race in the past season until the first lap's over and done with.
I think the boys in the Tats.com cars would just be happy to get the first lap under their belt.
I think they'd be happy to get past the start-finish line. I think Muggleton pushed Madison across it last week. The rev's starting to rise now.
So here we are, the cars on the start line for round 6 of the iRacing V8 Supercars. We are underway. Great start from Madison down. Second place, Adrian Stratford. They're 3 wide just in front of you. Having a look at the start with Adrian Stratford and Josh Muggleton, but the Tats.com boys got a great start.
A lot better than last week. Look at now, they funnel up into turn 1 and 2.
Who's that?
Adrian Stratford. Stratford gone. He's done it again.
He's thrown it all away. He's gone. He's almost dead last.
He's joined behind Robert Hartley, who started in P20. After starting on the front row of the grid, it's not. Oh, they're going to shoot on 3 wide now. The right-hander. It's on there back at the back of this. He's still losing positions here. Adrian Stratford now will lose on Mitchell Aberhall as well. So it seems to keep happening to Adrian at the moment. Has a good qualifying position, then the race goes backwards on the first lap.
Gut-wrenching stuff. Started P2 and now I can't believe it. It doesn't take much. We touched on it in qualifying that if you just run a little bit wide and touch the dirt, it'll speed you off quickly. And unfortunately, he's found out the hard way, and he's all the way back in 21st position maybe. Yeah,
I'm guessing he'll be around 20th odd when they get to the line for the first time. So he has to look up inside of Mitchell Aberhall early. Look at this. Aberhall has a look at Robert Hartley though. They come for hairpin for the first time. It's been a relatively clean opening lap here at Sonoma.
Actually, sigh of relief. We've seen a bit of carnage in yesterday's races, but the first lot of guys have got through single file, and so far so good.
Adrian Stratford P19 after that first lap, after starting in P2. He'll be gutted. Oh, Mitchell Aberhall, big moment in front of him. He'll be gutted with that one. Like I said, not the first time it's happened to him. It's been quite a regular thing now over the first couple of rounds. Unfortunate. But up front, Madison down already with the second lead over his teammate Joshua Muggleton.
Yeah, I think you'll just find these guys will just sort of get themselves into a bit of a rhythm. Obviously, Madison hasn't got too much to worry about as far as pressure there. He's got a little bit of a margin over Muggleton, and they've probably gapped themselves a nice little bit. The top 3 or 4, they've got themselves a fair bit of space around him. Good to see Lee Ellis in 5th place too. He started in 6th, so in the top 5, he's been able to keep out of trouble, which is good.
Now they're coming into the hairpin again. Further back in the pack, there's a bit of action going on. So it's been a really calm 2 laps at Sonoma. It's not very something we're used to around here. It's always a bit of action on the opening few laps, but everyone's sort of settled down.
Should say that there's a bit of action going here. Nice little battle here between Tony Ortridge and John Latham. This is for 9th and 10th. A little bit sideways there for Latham.
Yeah, John started in P8, so he's dropped a couple of spots off the start there.
Oh, I tell you what, it's hold your breath stuff when you see those guys come out of that turn. When you use that rumble strip there, you just got to be careful. It's so easy to fire the car, a little bit sideways and touch those tyres, because that'll really suck the car in.
Yeah, it is amazing to watch. So, the guys that are on it, they get so close to the wall, and you think every lap they're going to go into it and manage to escape.
Check out the battle on the screen. Brad Ryan, Sean Kelly, these guys battling out for 6th and 7th. Latham's having to charge down the back there. Gets up the inside, no.
A lot of room around the outside there at the hairpin. You can have a bit of a go, but it hurts you there on the exit. As you can see, Orchard's now a couple of colours ahead with the power off the corner. Got to watch out now because he's got Wayne Tolley just behind him. Madison down, who currently 1.5 seconds after only 4 laps. Or 3 complete laps, rather. Oh, and Adrian Stratford is back in the pack. He's gone around. Sorry, Sam, man. Adrian Stratford has just gone around. top of the hill, and now he's in last. So a night that's gone from bad to worse for Adrian Stratford after going from 2nd to 19th in the first lap. Now drops to dead last.
See what happened, he's just touched that ripple strip, it's unloaded the car and around he's gone, he's done it all by himself.
Unfortunate, and he's a long way behind now. He's a couple of seconds behind the next car. But it's not been a good night for the Four Motorsports Adrian Stratford.
I dare say a lot of that's frustration too, because he knows that he had a great opportunity, started in 2nd place, and unfortunately it all fell apart in the opening couple of turns. So bit of bad luck, but I'm sure if he knuckles down, he's got good pace in that car, and hopefully he can just pick up a few more spots before the race ends.
Bale Riches at the moment. Currently P4, bit of a lonely bit of racetrack for him at the moment.
He showed good pace, Vale, too. I had a race with him last night. Well, I shouldn't say a race with him because he absolutely left me for dead. His times were good, his car was very consistent, so he's just a little bit off. He's got a 5.4 second margin back from Madison Down, the leader at the moment, so but still early days, 27 laps around here, and I know his car sort of did come on a little bit better as the night wore on last night, so still keep an eye on him and see how that all plays out.
So we got a pit reporter, Reece Garner, too. Got a bit of news of Josh Muggleton.
My TDR Spy guy has relayed me some information concerning the top 2 runners. Muggo's made some changes to the rear of his car, and he's hoping it'll settle the car down a bit in the long run. So Muggo's going for a bit of a safe strategy concerning the setup of his car.
Something he's going to hope that pays off towards the end of the race.
Yeah, it would seem so.
So far so good. I mean, you know, you've got to be pretty happy with that start, and it looks like they are probably starting to open up that gap a little bit to Justin.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Justin's got the pace of those cars at the moment. The Tatsite.com guys have done a great job with the setup this week by the looks of it. But Justin's teammate Lee Day, also a bit further down than we're used to seeing him over the last couple of rounds, picked up a podium at Virginia, and now currently runs in P13, battling Mullen for 12th at the moment. He's got Tobias Cerny right behind him.
Oh, it's just a little bit sideways in front of him, Mullen, just as he gets on that ripple strip. So Lee's right there to pounce, so the pressure's right on Mullen because he knows it doesn't take much and Lee will be all over him. Just the way the car looks, you reckon he'd probably have a look maybe at the hairpin? What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's look at Mullen's car. Doesn't seem to be too settled at the moment. Look at the car's head, even though running off wide. Mullen's car looks to be a bit tail happy at the moment. Doesn't look like the back end of that car's settled. That's really going to hurt its tyres around here, and it is quite a tough track on tyres.
Yeah, when we chatted to him in the lead up to qualifying for the hot lap that he did, he sort of mentioned that he sort of maybe abused the tyres a little bit in that earlier race yesterday, so hopefully he's on top of that.
Got Brad Ryan closing the gap on Lee Ellis at the moment here. These guys racing for 5th and 6th. Haven't seen Brad for a couple of weeks actually, so good to see him having a go again. A bit of a Madison Down internet drama at the moment. As I say that, Madison Down also starts to blink up the road. Hopefully nothing too major.
Put the Mazda on him, don't do that.
Wouldn't be a race if Madison didn't blink at least once during the during the event. Orchard's now getting attacked by John Latham. Not quite close enough to have run a hairpin.
Geez, old John's got himself, he's in a little hyper-simulated sandwich
Wayne Tolley.
Tolley and Latham there.
Oh, Lee Day now having a big look at Marlon. I thought he's going to have a look up the inside of that final corner.
He's definitely got the pace, hasn't he? You can see that it's like Marlon's not too happy with the car at the moment, but Lee's car looks quite settled.
Yeah, Dave's car right now does look the better of the two, but he needs to find a way around. That's a big problem. For those wondering on Adrian Stratford, he's now currently in he's in dead last and 28 seconds off the lead. Finally got at the back of that pack though, so maybe he'll be able to make a charge through the field. Yeah, you'd have to think it's only a matter of time until he has a bit of a dive at Marlin.
Yeah, I think if he can just settle his car through the S's here and make a bit of a margin on Marlin, maybe he can have a move up the inside of the hand there.
Adrian Stratford making a move there on Mario Vlasic. Sorry if I got that one wrong. So that moves him up now into P23, so I don't really think that's going to make him any happier at the moment. Justin Ruggier. Last lap pulled in 3/10 on Josh Muggleton. Gap now only 1 second between those two.
We heard our man in the pits, Reece Gardner, say that Muggo made a bit of a change to that car, so maybe as the laps go on, maybe it's not quite agreeing with Muggo, and Ruggier's just slowly starting to pull that margin on him.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard, you know, with only a couple minutes to go for the race, you make a change, you only really get about 5 laps to test it, it feels great. And you get past that point and it starts to drop off big time, so unless maybe sacrificing a bit of speed at the moment for tyre conservation. But it looks like Justin is, like I said, slowly reeling him in now. Got Brad Ryan further back now, climbing on the back of Lee Ellis.
Oh, just running. That looked like he was going to run wide there. It's so easy to understeer off on that part of the circuit. He's right there, isn't he? He's all over the back of Lee Ellis, keeping him honest.
Yeah, I think it's also another case of it's only a matter of time. But I've got to say, it looks like the TTR Tats boys have really got their things sorted out this week, because Lee Ellis running a stellar 5th place at the moment. But whatever setup those guys have got onto this week, it seems to be really working well. He's not that far behind Val Richards, so it's a top job by Lee at the moment.
Yeah, no, fortunately being part of TTR, we had a pretty good test session through the week, and we hit on something pretty good. And, I think, like you said, that's starting to show with both the Tats guys and all the Hyper Simulator cars are all running pretty well. So it's been a good week so far.
Oh, sorry, had a moment. Josh Muggleton. Is that Josh Muggleton? Yeah, we have. I think Muggleton's had a spin there.
He's got damage. He's got damage to the nose
of that car. Big time. He's come to that right hander I spoke about in qualifying a lot. Just tagged the wall with the back left, and then it fires him head on into the concrete fence. Round he goes.
Oh, gut-wrenching stuff here. He's just clipped the tyre barrier, and that's nosed it straight into the wall.
So that'll put substantial damage now to the rear left and the front end of that car.
So what sort of condition is it? Can he bring it home? He's not far behind Ruggier, so he's only dropped 1 spot, but the big question is what sort of damage is involved? Be interesting to see if Reece, our man in the pits, can maybe find out what sort of damage Muggo's got there. But oh, that's gut-wrenching stuff.
Have a look further back. Marlon had a massive slide in the third lap on that last lap, and the leader, I tell you what, he's thinking about it. He's getting close here. Had to try and make a pass. He's losing out to the cars ahead too now, stuck behind Marlon. Those boys both in the 16s in that last lap. They dropped a second to the pack ahead. I think Marlon is just abusing his tyres way too much, as he touched on his hot lap earlier tonight. He's close here. He has a bit of a look.
Well, that certainly changed things up front, that incident with Josh Muggleton. That's given Madison down a 5.2 second breathing margin over Justin Ruggier, who's now in second. Seems to be sort of holding station there with Ruggier, but it's a bit of an unknown at the moment, sort of what sort of damage he's got and how much that'll affect him as the race goes on.
Leader, he's got a run here on Marlon. Marlon is a bit sideways over to the right hander. I think that hurt him a little bit there. Here we've got Reece Gardner. Got some more information.
Yes, indeed, I have. I just had a chat with Clayton Brooks from ANZ Motorsport about Justin Ruggier. We just went into chat just as soon as the incident happened that got him up into second place. Brooksy told me that Justin wasn't expecting much from this race, wasn't very happy with the setup, so he's obviously very happy with that. And I've also got some news about, I'm not sure which of the Powerbomb guys...
Oh, hang on, sorry, we got a car off to Lee Ellis and Brad Ryan, I think it is. Yeah, it is. Lee Ellis and Brad Ryan have come together at the top chicane there, not sure what's happened.
Yeah, looks like Brad Ryan's giving him a serve. He's turned Lee around.
Yeah, top of the chicane. So Brad Ryan had a better run. He's hit the back of Lee Ellis. Lee Ellis goes off, and look at that, Sean Kelly continues with the teammates. They're on the back of each other. Sean Kelly up the back of Brad Ryan, shows him off into the dirt. Nothing he could do. So there's a rejoin. That was mighty close. A rejoin on the racetrack in front of a big pack, and that was a bit crazy. So those guys were battling for 5th and 6th. And I dare say now they've come out behind Adrian Holman, who was down in 16th last time by.
To tell you what, Lee Ellis doesn't have his fair share of luck, does he? He always seems to have a good car and then gets himself caught up in an incident, whether it's sort of his own fault or someone else's. He just doesn't seem to have that luck.
You've got Sean Kelly now being attacked by Michael Fabian. These guys now find themselves in 5th and 6th. An easy 2 spots for those two guys. Then we can cross back to Reece Gardner there.
Yeah,
cutting off there, maybe a bit of action on the track.
That's okay. Fun to watch at least. I was also listening in on I think it was Powerbond, and I'm not too sure which of their drivers it was, but I think it might have been Marlon McMullen, and this might have something to do with the way Marlon's been driving this race. Apparently, he has accidentally loaded his setup from last week at Virginia.
Oh, no.
That could explain why he's having a fair bit of issues out there at the moment.
Yeah, Marlon was having a good laugh about it in the booth for Powerbond. So yeah, I think he's just trying to cut his losses and try and get as much out of this race as he can with the circumstances that he has.
So what if that's the case? He's doing a great job. Qualified 14th and currently runs P10. So maybe he needs to load the last week's setup more often. Look, Madison down. Currently leads by 6.1 seconds, and he's blinking. Madison down, the usual routine.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, hang on, we've lost him now.
Oh, wouldn't this just fall into Ruggier's lap? He's seen Muggleton have a big moment in front of him, and that's given him position, so he's moved into P2. And of course, our traditional seems to be traditional racing with Madison as far as his internet. So fingers crossed he can go the distance, but this just may just fall straight into Justin's lap.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Justin led the whole race last week and then lost on the last lap, so I don't think he'd be too against Madison having a driver at the moment to pick up those points. But Madison down, continuing his routine, and he seems to be the weekly Blinky Bill every time he comes out on a racetrack.
How's this battle heating up between Tony Ortridge, John Latham?
And John's been there since the start of the race, just can't seem to find a way around. So I reckon they're closing in on the Kelly-Fabian battle too. Looking at the last time by, they were about a 10th faster, so nothing major. They're slowly creeping up there to those two guys. That time by again, they were faster than Michael Fabian.
It's interesting how it all plays out. It's amazing just knowing that you've got a car in front of you, and it's a good mental thing too when you see you just making up a little bit of ground, whether it's a 10th of a second or not. It really does do yourself the world of good as far as a good shot in the arm to pull in those guys, and that looks like exactly what's happening with this group. Just checking out the timesheets too. Looks like Vale Richies is on the move too. He's closed that margin down to Josh Muggleton. Obviously lost a bit of time from Ruggier, so Vale's car looking good, but I don't know what sort of damage that Muggo had.
Yeah, I might see if we can get. I'm sure if Reece getting information on us from Josh and how that car's handling now after that big hit into the wall. But I definitely think that's probably affecting Muggleton at the moment.
As it would happen, Corey, I was just listening in on you then. I got a message from my TTR spy guy who says that Muggo hasn't said a thing after his mistake and he's just trying to concentrate and get on with it. And on the subject of Lee Ellis, he's a little frustrated with his car, so small problems.
Wow. Yeah, Muggo's last lap round, he was 1 second slower than Bar Ritchie, so that car obviously not to his liking, obviously with the damage up front, but like you said, he's gone quiet and he's knuckled down. I think he just needs to get on with it. I think he knows that unfortunately his shot at the win's gone and he just needs to sort of hold on to as many points as he can.
Well, he's sideways there, and it wasn't on his front impact, and he hit that tyre wall. It's a pretty decent amount of speed with that left rear, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's punched in the suspension or something on that left-hand rear side of the car. Because it was a decent enough hit to turn the car sideways. He's definitely struggling at the moment, though.
It's actually good vision here when we're on board with Ritchie's. You can actually see him start to close up this margin. He's just getting bigger and bigger, that car in front, and be interested to see what times they punched out this time, Bubbleton.
Tell you what, you're around. Second last corner there. Actually, there we go to replay that one. That was it's quite odd. He's coming out of the right hander, put the wheel on the dirt, lost it, held it. Round he goes into the car park, still sliding away and loses a lot of spots. I think he rejoined behind Tobias, so. Yeah, currently in 12. Was having a great run up there though, up in P6.
Tell you what, I think we've put a jinx on TTR. We've just seen about how well these guys were doing, and in the space of a couple of minutes, we've had Josh Muggleton nose it into the fence. We've had Autry just spin, and of course Lee Ellis's contact there. See McKnight is all over the back of Autry. He looking to bounce. Will he make a move up the inside here? He's having to think about it. Oh, and close the door! Nearly got into the back there of Tony Aldridge. Oh, and Aldridge is all over the joint. This is McKnight. They're side by side. It's a tough placing mode. Another spinning movie. They're both giving each other one. There he goes. Oh, Aldridge is gone. The bad luck continues for TTR.
Sharing with that replay now on my personal screen. That's actually that was a netcode if I've ever seen one. They spun around well after they made the contact. A lap ago he was running in P6. He's going to lose a lot of positions now. He's behind Mark Dean, so that's going to be down in about 20th place.
It's unbelievable the amount of bad luck that TTR's having at the moment. We're not going to comment on Madison Down because if he falls out of the race, I'm going to do a job at TTR, I reckon. So, looks like Lee Ellis and Brad Ryan, they're having a tussle again. Looks like Brad Ryan may have waited for Lee and given that position, but
yeah, it's quite to do with not a malicious act, but definitely something that unfortunately affected both of them. And it's nice to see someone address the position.
Oh, Ryan having a red hot go. It's like he was going to have a dive there and maybe thought better of it. Pulled back in behind Lee, so these guys battle out to 13th and 14th position now. Oh, you can see Lee's things moving around, he's definitely not happy with it. Brad can get a decent run here and have a look up the inside here under brakes, because his car did look a bit better under brakes in that earlier turn. No. Get the power down. It's a tough place to get the move done regardless of how much speed you've got on the car in front of you. It's really tough to get through this part, whether it's side by side. It's tough enough to get through this. You can follow knockouts off the ball.
These guys are having a red hot crack at the moment. Battle for that front. Marley's a bit sideways on the exit. Lead A. Bryce Stoney's still at it now. Interesting, we're 19 laps into this race and Lee's still not found a way past. I think he's been a bit too quiet there at the moment, braking a lot earlier and just being cautious.
You can just see if he can settle through this section. See, I think we're hearing that Hartley's just losing the spot there. Stratford managed to get Parker on Hartley, so that'll move Stratford into 17th position now. This battle here, John Latham really having a red hot go over the back of Fabian.
Lee Ellis here.
Oh,
There's actually been a big accident at the hairpin. There's Brad Ryan again.
Yeah,
Ryan
Brad's
into
gone
the
for
back
a
of,
move up the inside.
just touched him. Moved that middle. Adrian Holm got a touch up there from. It was that Mitchell Abraham, nowhere to go. Around goes Adrian Holm in the whole situation, and he can Holm and hit that side there, late flying side by side up into turn 2. Lee Ellis again, the LMR Falcon, and Brad Ryan finds the back bumper of the TTR Falcon there of Lee Ellis. A bit unfortunate for those two at the moment.
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine Lee Ellis's night would get much worse, would it? He's had that much drama. He's backed it in! Big damage there, that'll be race over for Lee Ellis. Huge amount of damage, and you'd think the amount of dramas he's had that he'll probably pull the pin on this race. Unbelievable set of circumstances for Lee Ellis.
I think you just jinxed your teammate. And
that's got damage, that's crabbing.
Yeah, he's got the Sean Kelly effect going on now. That thing's it's going to be out, but I think that's all on you, Sam, man. How much worse can it get? And then he's into the fence. You got some explaining to do.
Unbelievable. I just, words can't describe.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting team debrief this week, Sam, man.
Yeah, I think I might stay up in the commentary box.
So Lee Ellis's race surely will be over.
Go to this battle with Marlon McMullen and Lee Day, still having a red hot go. Like you said yourself there, Corey, looked like Lee's car is a lot better, but just can't get the power down and get that move done. Big moment there for Marlon McMullen on the exit. Still not enough there for Lee to get up the inside. So one thing Lee's got to worry about too, whether he makes a move on Marlon, that Iris is right there to make the move too. He's just sitting back and watching this battle between Lee and Marlon, because if it all gets a little bit ugly in front of him, he can make up 2 spots.
I'm just very surprised. I mean, if Marlon has loaded the wrong setup, then he's still on a stellar job, because he's P9 after starting 14th, so... And here, and we've got Reece Garner with some more information.
The incident between Brad Ryan and I can't remember quite who at the last corner.
Lee Ellis?
Lee Ellis, Brad Ryan and Lee Ellis. I was listening in on the LMR TeamSpeak, and Brad Ryan was getting very frustrated with Lee Ellis, because Brad Ryan obviously thought that he had the speed to get around him, but felt like he was being compromised a little bit, and he just threw caution to the wind and accidentally turned him around.
Unbelievable. It's just, I just can't believe how much drama we've had in this race. But that's racing.
Josh Marvelton actually, he's had a big moment. Val Richards going to get him.
Val's right there. You can see Muggo. They're both trying to fight side by side. Who's going to hold on to it for track position? Looks like he's going to get up the inside. No, Val can't quite get it done. Josh Muggleton holding on as best he can with that damage.
See if you get a replay of Josh Muggleton, because that was a wild moment.
You'd think Vale would be on the move here. Looks like Muggo was half a second quicker last time round, but Vale definitely got the bit between his teeth. Now he can see that Muggo's struggling in front of him, and the guys are quickly running out of laps. It's lap 23 of 27.
Just got a little bit of extra information on Muggo's teammate Madison Down. My TTR spy guy has told me Madison made no changes to the setup after the early race, going with the better the devil you know option. So Madison feeling quite comfortable with this car, I would believe.
Seems to be working for him though. He's got himself like 9.5 second margin over Justin Ruggier. So hey, it's working for him.
Yeah, I haven't really spoken much about Madison tonight, apart from internet dramas.
This little battle hasn't eased up between Fabian and Latham. These guys battling out for 6th and 7th spot. Of course, back here further, Marlon and Lee Day still having a red hot go. Not quite close enough to make a dive here. Oh, can see Lee getting nice and close under brakes there. Couldn't quite get the power down as much as he'd like, but still having a go.
Oh, he's running out of laps to do this too. He's lap 23 currently, and I think we picked up on this in about lap 3 or 4, and like I said, I'm seriously surprised that he's still behind him. Got a good run, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Again, he's braking very early. I mean, I don't think he was close enough to make a move, but he doesn't seem to want to take a dive at the moment.
Quickly run through the top 10. It's Madison down over Justin Ruggier, Josh Muggleton, Val Ritchie's in 4th, Sean Kelly 5th, Michael Fabian 6th, John Latham 7th, Wayne Tolley 8th, and the battle on screen, Marlon McMullen and Lee Day in 9th.
Beautiful, it's Brad Ryan. Got some internet dramas, he's back now. Seems to be big dramas here tonight. Brad Ryan actually, I think it's actually just pulled over. Mitchell Abraham gone past, Asian Stratford gone past, and Brad Ryan's, yeah, he's got a ping of, it's only about 100 actually, so lost him again. Internet dramas there for Brad Ryan at the moment, not the race he really wanted to have. It started off pretty good, and then it all fell apart. Stratford, who started on the front row, moved his way back up to 13th, but he's a whopping 42 seconds off the race lead. The story of what could have been, you know, there's 10 seconds between first and second at the moment. Could Adrian have maybe challenged Madison? Just we'll never know after that lap 1 incident.
Yeah, how unfortunate. You know, you do such a great job through qualifying.
Oh, we had a moment there, Tony Orchard, I believe. Tony Orchard and Mark Dean there. Orchard had a bit of a look up the inside and drove into the rear right wheel of Mark. Looks like he's redressing the situation now. Look at the replay. Just goes in a bit too hot, touches the rear wheel, and he does redress the situation. He's actually lost 2 extra spots in that. So it's polite there for Tony to redress that incident. Something that's been talked about over the last couple of weeks and trying to, you know, get the drivers to that become a regular thing. I mean, of course, no one ever really needs to cause an accident.
Yeah, it's sort of the old unspoken, unwritten law, isn't it? A bit of driver etiquette does go a long way. If someone accidentally does get to the back of you, it's frustrating it is to get turned around and have your race ruined. It sort of it does sort of do your heart good to know that you know the guy that did turn you around does sort of give the spot back. So it's nice to see some of these guys that are actually doing that.
Meanwhile, Madison down, I believe, will be starting in the final lap this time by. Currently has a 10.5 second lead. Got Marlon McMullen now on that Virginia setup, currently gapping lead 8 with a lap to go. Stick with Madison down now in the Tats.com Falcons. Been untouchable this race really from the get-go. Got a great start and led by a second by the time they crossed the line for the first time by. Currently, as I said, now leads by 10.8 seconds over Justin Ruggier. A bit of the Sebastian Vettel effect this one.
A lot of that's come down to the work the guys did through the week too. His qualifying time was very impressive. I believe if it wasn't, it was very close to possibly a world record for this circuit in the V8 supercar. So 3/10 quicker than the rest of the field in qualifying, and he's done the job tonight. He's done a faultless run. All the dramas happened behind him, but he's kept his nose clean. Madison down, comes out of the last turn, the Tats.com Falcon. A nice bounce back from last week of VIR. It'll take the win for round 6 at Sonoma here for the iRace of V8 Supercar Series.
Great drive there from Madison all night long. Justin Ruggier come home from second place. Bit of luck going his way with Josh Muggleton's spin early on in the race. Initial margin at the end of that was 10.9 seconds, so a long way back. You know, we're used to seeing Justin a lot closer. Muggleton now comes across the line P3, running second early on. That crash I think hurt him. He had damage for a majority of that race there. Held off Val Riches. So those two going at it a bit earlier.
Yeah, nice bounce back actually when you think about where Muggo was. Nose on into the fence and to only lose one spot.
Oh, here in lead A, Mullen. Lee's actually got him.
I to check out a replay. Looked like gone round the outside of the hairpin.
Yeah, big slide for Marlon. Lead day on the outside. Look, he's got the preferred line now. Gets the power down and just drives away. No, it tells a matter of time. It took 28 laps, or 27 laps rather, but it did happen eventually.
Nice work, Lee Day, to get the job done around the outside of the hairpin. He'd be pretty chuffed with that too.
And it's always nice to get a position on the last lap in that kind of fashion. So I believe that's everyone across the line now. We have 23 finishes, only one DNF unfortunately for Lee Ellis.
So we'll quickly touch on the results for round 6 here at Sonoma for the iRace and V8 Supercar Series. Your winner, Madison Down in Tats.com Falcon, takes it over Justin Ruggier in second, Josh Muggleton in third, as Madison lights up the rears and Dunny's Victory Donuts. Val Riches 4th, Sean Kelly 5th, Michael Fabian 6th, John Latham in 7th, Wayne Tolley 8th, Lee Day 9th and Marlon McMullen in 10th. Tobias Cerny in 11th, James McKnight 12th, Adrian Stratford in 13th, Mitchell Abril 14th, Brad Ryan in 15th, Robert Hartley in 16th, Adrian Holman 17th, Mark Dean in 18th, Marty Atkins 19th, Tony Ortridge in 20th. In 21st, it's Leighton Fine. In 22nd, Dave Oliver. 3rd, Mario Vasquez. And 24th, Lee Ellis. So, I'll tell you what, Corey, that race certainly had everything. It looked like it was going to be a great day for TTR overall, and it went pear-shaped for everyone except our winner.
Yeah, I think Madison Down's the only guy in that stable that actually had an uneventful race, because everyone else was either spinning or tapping walls, and it was, I think you got a bit to blame though. They're your teammates, so you got some explaining to a little bit later tonight.
Thanks, mate.
I'll just making sure that no fault gets put on me there for the commentator's curse.
Yeah, normally we leave that to Jay Kennedy, but obviously he's dumped that in my pocket for this round. So we'll just see, we'll wait and see if we can get a couple of drivers to join us in the commentary box. Certainly an interesting race. We talked about maybe some drama at the start of the race, the way this, the opening couple of turns really, files up and gets the cars bunched up. We thought there may have been a bit of carnage, but it certainly, we weren't expecting some of the drama that we had throughout the race, but certainly was a cracker. Yeah,
well, I mean, the drama around here normally seems to happen on the opening, 2 or 3 laps, and it was very clean. It was, very calm, and all hell broke loose in the middle part of the race. Everyone was having to go, and there was cars going off everywhere and spinning and having their own little accidents. So, Sonoma didn't disappoint. Always seems to happen, but a little bit longer than we thought. But fantastic racing all the way through the field. There was, there was battles all the way through, except for basically the podium spots.
So we've got a couple of drivers joining us here in the commentary box. We'll start with Marlon McMullen. Marlon, great battle you had with was it Lee Day for most of the race, and unfortunately got you on the last turn.
Yeah, I going in before the race, I accidentally had the wrong setup set up. So I had the quali on, and then I went to put my race one on, and then I figured out halfway through the race I had my Virginia set on. So instead of having a 3.75 ratio, I had a 3.25 ratio, which is an absolute horror around here. So I was doing the best I could with it, but I mean, we were talking about defending and all that, and I hope I was all clear. But we had an absolute fantastic battle. It was really clean, and it's really good, to battle these guys professionally now.
At the end of the day, mate, started 14th, came home 10th with the wrong setup. I guess not too bad of a result considering everything that went wrong.
Oh, you live with what you got pretty much, and you don't make much of a fuss, and you just drive with what you got under your wheels. So, I did what I could do, and I got lucky. A few people had their own little incidents and saw a few tyre marks in interesting spots.
Also joining us in the commentary box, Rob Hartley. Rob, mate, the 20th, brought it home in 16th. A little bit of an eventful race for you.
Could have been better, but can't complain too much. I only turned my first laps pretty much a half hour before the early race tonight, so had no practice here all week. So I guess that's not too bad for that. It could be better, but
Good job considering, mate. I know what it's like when you just sort of show up to a race and you expected to perform and race with the fast guys. It's not as easy as some people think. Where I know some people can sort of just jump in and go quick, but I know myself, I need sort of a little bit of time. So if you haven't had much time coming into tonight's race, not a bad effort, mate.
Doesn't help, but I got a good set off Marlin, so that helped a lot. Saved a lot of muck around with that. Just a few little tweaks for my own quirky driving style, I guess you'd call it. And then yeah, away we went. So good for Marlin to get in the top 10, and yeah, it was pretty clean back there too.
Also, man who slipped into the commentary box, driver of the V8 Supercar Fan Group Falcon, Justin Ruggier, mate, P2 tonight. Interesting set of circumstances. Your heart would have been in your mouth a little bit when you saw Muggo have his moment.
Yeah, me and Muggo were struggling in that corner, and there's a few times there I reckon my back spoiler nearly clipped that wall there, but it's unlucky for him. He was doing a great job, but congratulations to Madison and the podium, which Muggo finished third. But it was clear that we were struggling for pace this week, and mate, I couldn't tell you how many laps I've turned this week and the amount of setup changes I've done and Motec runs and logs, and yeah, it's just incredible, man. I just couldn't get it to work and be as fast as Madison and Muggo. So look, I'll take second. I started fourth, so we went forward. That was a plus, and yeah, bank some points again.
Yeah, we touched a little bit that corner that caught out Muggo. You know, we talked about how interesting that ripple strip is, because you sort of got to be committed coming into that turn, whether you're going to be on the left side of the ripple strip or the right side, because if you hit it wrong, it can upset the car, and obviously we see what happened to Muggo.
Yeah, I mean, in qualifying, it doesn't really matter. You know, you can hit it and have a go, and if you spin or touch the wall, it's, you know, you get a reset. But in the race, it's, you know, I was very conservative that race. Once I got into that position, I didn't bother about Madison's gap, obviously, and just managed Muggo's gap there. But yeah, if you hit that curb wrong, mate, you're in all sorts of trouble.
Speaking of Madison, the driver of the Tats.com Falcon slipped in the commentary box, mate. Congratulations. Dominating time in qualifying, 3/10 quicker than the rest of the field, and you led from start to finish, and it looked like it was pretty easy up front there, mate.
Yeah, it's never quite as easy as it looks, but managed to put the car in gear this week. Got quite a good start off the line there, and had quite a bit of margin heading up into turn 1, turn 2 complex, and I knew from the earlier race I did, our car was a little bit pacier than Justin's was. It was more Muggo I was concerned about. He had pretty good pace. I knew he made a few good setup changes, and I hadn't applied those to my car. I didn't want to change it. So, yeah, but really, really good. Another win for the Tats.com car, and I think it makes 4 now, so I just need to be more consistent. Justin's sitting there banking the points and is still right there in the championship. I've won 4 races, but the 2 that I haven't won, I've pretty much not finished. So, yeah, I've got to keep banking these points.
Speaking of banking points, we look at next week. Watkins Glen, mate, certainly doesn't sort of pay tribute to one of your favourite tracks.
Yeah, look, I won there last season, but that's about the only time I've ever won, and that was about the only time we ever ran the boot course. But I believe we're going back to the shorter track this season. So, oh well, we'll see how we go. I've always struggled a little bit there, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Also joining the commentary box, I believe, is that Lee Ellis, who slipped in there as well.
Hello.
Mate, certainly interesting race for you. We put a bit of a mozzer on you, mate, or the rest of the TTR guys, because everyone was running quite well, and it went pear-shaped for everyone, including yourself. Tell us a bit about your night, mate.
Yeah, well, managed to pull out a 0.8 in quali, which was great. I jumped pretty much all the LMR cars and all that, which was absolutely great for me. Started 6th, I think, and then, yeah, I was lucky Stratford came off and just struggled a little bit with rear grip, struggled in the early race as well, but coming off that, I don't know what turn it is, coming just before you get over the hill. Yeah, struggled a little bit on exit and kind of looked like Brad cut it a little bit, and then, yeah, straight into me, straight into the fence.
You haven't had much luck, mate. It seems to be whenever you have some good pace, something always seems to go pear-shaped. You need to stay away from the black cats and the broken mirrors, I think, buddy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I've been trying to calm down a bit recently, trying not to get myself in trouble, and especially after last week when we all know what happened. But yeah, and then after that, my race was over, and I gets a bit of anger, and bad driving put me worse. So I finished last.
Oh, mate, put it all behind you now and look forward to Watkins Glen, mate, and hopefully you have a good run there.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, well, I think that'll just about wrap things up. Another brilliant race. We saw plenty of drama, didn't we, Corey? Certainly one for the record books, but now we look forward to Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I think Watkins is going to be great. No bus stop this time as well, so it's going to be that straight run up from turn 1, I think. I'm not sure 100% in the V8, but if you can get it flat out, you're going to be flat out from turn 1 all the way up the hill and then through the to the carousel. So it's going to be interesting, and draft can play a big part next week. But no, it's been good. It's been good to be back at Sonoma Cup version personally. I'm a bit upset I didn't get to drive this week, but nonetheless, it was good.
Well, I think that just about wraps things up for our coverage of round 6 here at Sonoma. A big thanks to everyone at v8's Online Superstore, V8 Supercar Fan Group, and Direct Cost Services. Thanks to you, Corey. Obviously, thanks to Reece Gardner, our man in the pits, and of course, Seb behind the scenes. You've been watching round 6 of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series for Sonoma. Your winner, Madison Down.